안녕하세요. Now one foot, now the other를 읽어보도록 하겠습니다. 터미 드파울라가 썼습니다. Now one foot, now the other. Bobby was named after his best friend, his grandfather Bob. When Bobby was just a baby, his grandfather told everyone, Bobby will be 3 years old before he can say grandpa. So I'm going to have him call me Bob. And Bob was the first word Bobby said. Bob was the one who helped Bobby learn to talk. Hold on to my hands, Bobby, his grandfather said. Now one foot, now the other. One of the best things Bob and Bobby did was to play with the wooden blocks that was kept on a shelf. In the small sewing room under the front stairs, the blocks had letters on two sides, numbers on two sides, and pictures of animals and other things on the last two sides. Bob and Bobby would slowly, very slowly, put the blocks on top of the other, building a tall tower. There were 30 blocks. Sometimes the tower would fall down when only half blocks were piled up. Sometimes the tower would be almost finished. Just one more block, Bob would say, and that's the elephant block. Bobby would say, and they would carefully put the elephant block on the very top. But Bob would sneeze and the tower would fall down. Bobby would laugh and laugh. Elephants always make you sneeze, Bob. Bobby would say, we'll just have to try it next time, his grandfather would say. Then Bob would sit Bobby on his knee and tell him stories. Bob told a story about how you taught me to walk, Bobby would say, and his grandfather would tell Bobby how he held Bobby's hands and said, now one foot, now the other, and before you knew it, on Bobby's 5th birthday, Bob and he had a special day. They went to the amusement park. They rode a roller coaster, ate hot dogs and ice cream. They had their pictures taken in a machine, and they sang a song and made a phonograph record. And when it got dark, they watched the fireworks. On the way home, Bob told Bobby stories. Now tell me the story about how you taught me to walk, Bobby asked. Bobby said, and Bob did. Not long after Bobby's birthday, his grandfather got very sick. Bobby came home and his grandfather wasn't there. Bob is in the hospital. Dad told Bobby he had what is called a stroke. I want to go see him, Bobby said. You can't, honey, Bob told him. Right now, Bob's too sick to see anyone. He couldn't move his. He can move his arms and legs, and he can walk. The doctor's not sure if he knows who Annoys is, who anyone is. Well, we'll just have to wait and hope Bob gets better. Bobby didn't know what to do. He didn't want to eat. He had a hard time going to sleep at night. Bob just had to get better. Months and months and months went by. Bob was still in the hospitals. Bob missed his grandfather.